Close the deal, baby. Let's go. I get so good with people, I can say whatever the hell I want to.
Okay, cool. So I'm hopping on here because I wanted to go live with a friend of mine who invited me to be a part of his event. I'm so excited. I would say this is probably the most speakers at an event I've ever seen in my life. This is insane. There's like over 20 of us, I think. Okay, guys, so Tony is an amazing freaking entrepreneur. He's called AKA The Closer. So let's try to give you guys some knowledge and information and try to help as much as possible and tell you all about the event. Yay! Doing this correctly.
Hey.
Hi, hello.
How's it going?
Amazing. Oh, everyone's saying you're super dope and you're amazing. Hey, Tony.
I see some of my people already in here. They're dropping the hashtag. It's our turn.
Wait.
What's up, everybody?
Before that, tell me why hashtag it's your turn. It's our turn.
It's our turn. So and just in general in life, you see people that always really, they do things with a competition mindset. And like at the beginning of the year, I had a big goal. I was like, hey, I wanted to help 500 people make six figures. I know for you, I see your mission is to empower, through financial literacy and helping, give game back to the people. And I just wanted to take an approach with the real estate, what I knew wholesaling could bring as far as value. And I was like, hey, I wanted to help 500 people learn how to do wholesaling and then make six figures in the business, because we know six figures is a big deal to a lot of people. Obviously, becoming millionaires is what a lot of people want to do.
It is a huge thing. Yes, please. I want you guys to know, guys, most people are making $40,000 a year. You making over $70,000 is just huge. You know what I mean? Especially from where we come from. And it's just Tony, I'm going to be honest with you when you say that. And it's everyone strives to be I remember one time a consult came inside my office and I asked her and I was like, well, you have this whole business idea, but yet the last thing you even talked about was money.
Yep.
How much money do you aspire to make? And she sat there and thought for a second and she was like, $1 million. And I'm like, wait 1 second. Why did you say $1 million? And she was like, she really didn't have an answer. And that really spoke to me, of where people immediately assume that to be successful, you have to make $1 million or you have to be a millionaire, not realizing that gorgeous white woman in that brand new Range Rover, her husband probably owns a construction company and he does not make $1 million. But it's I want people's results and their goals to be super tangible, and understand that you don't just say $1 million because it's the first thing that seems untangible or something that you can't go for. And I totally agree with that, and I love your mission.
Yeah, so that was the cool part. Is I know definitely in the Black community, I grew up in North Philly. 100 grand used to be what we strive for. Hey, look, I want to make six figures, right? And I know so many people make $30,000 to $40,000.
Yeah.
If you even on this live right now, we did a poll. You'd be surprised at how many people make under $50,000. And I was like, hey, if I want to take 500 people, teach them the strategies I use in wholesale real estate, and see if I can help them make six figures. And it blew up. Literally 10,000 plus people signed up in the first month. And what happened is the community aspect that we did, where you see that it's our turn, is it wasn't where people worked out of competition. You got a little, hold on. I hear a little lag here. People weren't working out of competition. People started working together with more of a mindset of collabing together. We literally had a 31-day challenge where I gave away my entire course, my training for free. And like the most important part was having people in the same markets, in the same place, in the same backyard, not working as competition, but literally working
Yeah.
together to get deals together. And we've seen so many people. I mean, there were millions of dollars made in July alone, just from my free training. And I wanted to just, keep empowering, pushing that. Hey, we can use real estate as a way to really, change our lives and legacies for our family.
And I think too, it's like one of the things that was super big to me is like, I don't want us to be so focused on buying back the block, but not actually being the businesses on the block too. And so for me, I'm absolutely not a freaking genius at this. I just believe I have a lot of fearlessness and a little bit of capital to play with. And like, I just don't want other people to be super fearful at all too. I like, one, Google is my mom. You know what I mean? So they teach me a lot. Google teaches me a lot. But I think what happened was the kind of way that we went about it was like, okay, let's first build up these need-based businesses, because I feel like in our community, the problem is not that we're not talented, is not that we are not strong or relentless or smart enough, but with our families, necessarily what was supposed to be done with generational wealth, the blueprint or the plan was supposed to be passed down, and that's not happening. Like we say all the time, that other cultures are literally, when they come over to this country, I'm sure they have a manual or a blueprint, or say, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're actually going to go in the middle of North Philly. It's popping. It's amazing. You're going to open up that Chinese store. Look, I'm going to show you the license, the registration. I'm going to show you how to actually prepare this American Chinese food. Like, I'm going to teach you everything. And so that's not happening in our community. So I knew first that I can't just, even for me, I didn't have the capital to play with when it came to real estate and stuff like that. And so I was like, how about, I had a conversation with my family. I'm like, let's build up these need-based businesses, from credit repair to jumping jack tax with taxes, then the beauty supply store. So I literally remember driving in Philadelphia, and I looked to the left of me and I looked to the right of me, and I said, wow, what businesses have not moved or not changed in the past 15 to 20 years? And I'm pretty sure every woman, put your hand, like comment your hand, if literally you can go to the same nail salon that your mom used to take you to and it's still there, you as a grown woman. And I was like, okay, so how can I start replacing these blueprints and just not just buying Black the Block, but actually being the businesses and the commercial units underneath be actually Black owned businesses. And so when I went into real estate, I'm going to be honest, Tony, I went into it with a really, really different mindset of building out a blueprint for these need-based businesses in our community. And I would say the first thing that really came to my mind too, while it was super excruciating, is that I looked at my wolf pack inside of my office, and all of them were paying rent to someone else. And I'm like, wait a second. If we're talking about like building up this legacy, building up this empire, but yet you guys are allowing money to move and to leave the community that's helping build you up, why is your rent going somewhere else but back into the family business? So I would say our first reason for purchasing property was to make sure that our wolf pack never, ever in their freaking life were concerned about their livelihood. And that was kind of like our first reason. And then we're like, okay, let's go ahead. We open the tax office. We have over 400 offices across the country. We need a place to start building this out. And so kind of that was, I don't know what everybody else's reason is, but at first as an entrepreneur that was nowhere near this game, no idea. I'm only 25 years old. My first thing was like, dude, I have to find housing for my community and as fast as possible.
So I want to ask you a question on that, because with being so young, and you obviously came in with thinking about how your businesses could replace what you saw in the neighborhood and the community. As a woman, like, is there any fear that you had as far as making these type of decisions, going into real estate with no expertise, right? Like what's that? Tell me what your mindset was like with that, coming into approaching real estate, which is completely different from your current $1 million businesses.
Tony, that is a great question. I think, dude, You want me to be real honest with you?
Absolutely, yeah. We want the real.
At 19 years old, I finally reconnected with my father. And like I say all the time, like my parents hated each other. It's like a lot of our stories. My parents hated each other more than they loved their kids. And so we fell into that. I feel like subliminally, the mom doesn't have to say hate your dad, but just him never being around or ever saying the good things about him essentially tainted my perspective of him. And so for a long time, I didn't talk to him. You know what I mean? I'm just like, whatever. He ain't do nothing for me. But at 19 years old, I remember one day he called me and we just started talking. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to come visit you. And I used to work the front desk at a strip club. And so I'm like, you know what? I'll come and stop by and say hi. And my dad is Uncle Magic, the hip hop magician. He's done parties for Jay-Z, Russell Simmons. He's a celebrity magician. So he is indeed an entrepreneur. Keyword, history. Ready? I'm going to continue with the story. And I remember at first, people don't know this, Tony, I was actually trying to be a singer.
So you got the vocals, huh?
No. I'm no Beyonce. I'm no Mariah Carey. I'm more on the Rihanna side of things. I can hit a good tune.
So we might have to check something out in Vegas. We might see you get there and go live,
not.
y'all.
And when me and my dad started reconnecting, there was something that he did that changed my life, and will be the answer to that question you just asked me. I had an extraordinary man build up my confidence, and maybe he did me a disservice. I don't know. But I believe that if I were to jump off a building, I could fly. And I 100% am so grateful, because that's what was supposed to be done. It happened a little bit later, and it was a lot more struggle because, in a sense, when me and him reconnected, I moved into his house. And I kind of was living with a man that I hated because I was just so resentful. So it was so hard. But thank God he brought restoration when, like, we stripped ourselves of our own ego. And it's like, dude, the only reason that I believe that I can go into real estate, that I can do anything, that I can build a tax business. Like, think about this for a second. I built the largest mobile application building software, and I don't know how to build mobile apps. I now own 4 properties, bought them in cash this year, and I know nothing about real estate. I have 400 jumping jack tax partners across the country, and I've never done my own taxes before. It's not about what you believe you can do, but what is it that you believe you can offer, and do you have the discipline enough to go figure out how to get it done, or even put people in place to get it done for you? And I would say I was not fearful. I was not scared. One, because of the wolf pack and the team that God has surrounded me with, and everything that we're diligently working. But like, I really truly have so much confidence in myself that there's nothing that I can't do, because this thing called entrepreneurship has never let me down. Like, it is the only thing, and Tony, you will testify, entrepreneurship is the only thing that if you continue to work hard, it only can produce a good result. It's just a matter of time. And that's what I love about entrepreneurship. Not people. Forget people. They fail you all the time. But like, my hard work has never failed me. And I just work a lot different than everybody else. And so people try to compare like my results to their lack of discipline, and it doesn't work. So it makes it seem like I'm freaking crazy, or I'm a scam, or I don't know what I'm doing. But I would say that this woman that you're talking to right now, that you find is so wrapped up in, it's like everything she touches turns gold, is because I truly believe I have a gold thumb, because there was an extraordinary man building me up as a woman.
And that's what's up. Something that, like, even for me, like, I'm gonna tell you, like, Dana, I found you on an IG post that you made earlier this year, like around February or March. And I watched this. You know, I'm planning my event. Like, I'm early in my planning, and I knew at the time you had nothing to do with real estate. But and this is the crazy part. I watched you talk. And I was like, I'm gonna figure out a way to fit this lady into my event, because she's freaking amazing. Your tenacity and fearlessness is something that, like, it comes through the phone. Like, watching a video, watching watching you on YouTube or whatever, like it comes through, like, and I think it's something like to see a woman, a young woman at that, like 25 years old, with such a mindset, such discipline. I heard you mention that you worked at the front desk of a strip club. Well, I know a lot of people would be fearful to even mention that in this type of space. Everybody's so judgmental. Like, it's so many levels of like overcoming fear, obstacles, making yourself vulnerable, and things that I've experienced this in like the social media game, branding, and being an entrepreneur. But it was so admirable to me to watch you from a distance, like literally owning every single product that you touch. I used to watch your story every day because you have like 150 stories. And Dana, I'm a sell. They call me Tony the Closer because I'm a salesman by heart. And I just was sitting there, I'm like, yo, she is closing every day. Like it's like so good how you describe the product. You describe the smell, the touch, the feel. And I was like, most people aren't really true salespeople, and like you do it so naturally, and it's dope because I see it, like I can, it's just, I was like, wow, it's amazing to see how impactful a young woman could be, like turning into what you're doing right now. I've just really had such an admiration for you. I was like, I had to find a way to get Dana in this event, and I love the fact that I watched you build not only like through the app and through your other products, and then start investing. Because what happens is a lot of times like we get success and we just figure like we only got to stick with what we know. And it's so encouraging to hear you go, well, I didn't know everything about this stuff, but I took action anyway. And these are things that you can actually have long-term gain, and they don't create more land. Right. So you can always, know that your assets are safe with real estate. Um, so I just want to tell you, I want to give you some love just from a distance and
Thank
what
you
I've
so
witnessed
much.
you do. Like, it's amazing to see a young black woman owning like walking in with no fear. Like, even watching your fitness journey and everything, I'm like, damn, Dana is on her stuff. Like, it's just super encouraging. I know so many people that got excited about knowing that you would be at this event. Like, we're all reaching out, like, man, Dana is like, I get every post you send that you do now because everybody like, they're like, you and Dana are like speaking at the same spot.
But I think, you know what it comes from? I think it's because of, I know people admire that I'm not afraid to break bondage out loud. And to me, when I analyze my life, I'm just like, dude, like, what do I have to lose? No, like legit, like if things can't stay this way right now, if I look at my mom and I'm like, I don't want to live like this. I got to this point, and I'm praying that anybody listening get to this point as fast as possible before you get to your lowest point. It's like I watch other people's mistakes, and I don't have to experience it to come up with the solution to never get there. And I feel a lot of people are there where they watch their parents, they watch their family literally be so detrimental to their legacy, to their future, and they do nothing about it because it not has yet touched them. But to me, every infection that I see around me, I'm like, yo, what the hell can I do to take penicillin? Like, what can I do to make sure it never touches my camp? And you have to remember, as an entrepreneur and even as the CEO of your life, and understanding that you are the controller of the outcome of your life, is like, why are you waiting first to hit the fan? Like, are you stupid? Like, we can learn, like, smart people learn from dummies, not because we're so strong. And it's like, I understand I have testimonies, but listen, I remember one time, Tony, I'm gonna be honest with you, and maybe this may get a little too preachery, I don't know, but I feel like it's so necessary for people to know on this phone. It's like, one day I was talking to my friend, and I'm like, yo, I feel like something bad's about to happen. And he was like, what you mean? And I said, man, my life has, and it only almost brings me to tears, has been so beautiful, has been so, it hasn't been perfect, but the amount of love that I have for myself and the people around me, it's almost in a sense like nothing has gone wrong and something bad just has to happen. You know what I mean? Because we assume that danger or pain or frustration and anger is attached to the testimony. And you know what he said to me? And it checked the hell out of my life. He said, why do you believe that you have to go through something to have a testimony? Sometimes the testimony is God kept you. And I said, oh my gosh. Woo! And when I reevaluated that, Tony, I'm like, hold on. Because the enemy wants to keep us in a constant circulation of lack of, right? And so when I analyzed, I wrote down all the good things in my life and all the things that I do purposely and intentionally to live a life that I desire. Okay, I'm obedient. I'm disciplined. I'm loving. You know, I'm faithful. Every single day I get up and I don't just think about myself, but I think about the outcome of the wolf pack's life. Like, is this person okay? Does this person have enough money to take care of their child? Is this person doing this? And I'm like, hold on. Why am I not Job? And why don't I consider myself it? Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
And for a lot of us, like, sometimes the testimonies he kept me due to the fact that you're finally being obedient. And so we have to get to that place. And it may seem like I'm making a lot of perfect move, guys, especially on Instagram. I do post my failures all the time. I feel like I'm really, really open about that. I'm really open about being healing and just going through this entrepreneur journey and this journey of just being a leader, like, because those are two different freaking things.
Absolutely.
Like, Tony, I am 100% doing all that I can to just encourage the people that listen to my voice and watch my content. It's not about being perfect, but being effective. And when you're obedient to the Lord, he literally protects you from everything. And when he does, then guess what? The punch in the face ain't gonna be that bad because you believe in yourself and know it's not the end. And so when it came to real estate, when, you know, me and my father and my husband, we sat down and had a conversation. Okay, well, what's the first goal? And what's interesting is the first property we bought, we talked about 3 years ago. And it's something that we talked about every single day. First, with our team, how can we make sure we create housing for our team? And then we created up the need-based businesses like credit repair and taxes to fund the real estate because we knew, Tony, I'm only going to be cute and young for so long. Okay. I like literally there is a girl on my heels. Like there's a girl on my heels who looks better than me, maybe has a nicer body, a bigger butt, maybe can start out with a little bit more resources, maybe can sing the gospel a little bit better. I know that our last resort is to make sure that we create income that isn't no longer attached to my face and cannot be destroyed when me as a person and as a brand as Dana Chanel starts to disappear. And I want to make sure that I don't have to do this forever, but me spreading the gospel and spreading the word and being examples is a choice that I make out of obedience. And so if God's not making more land, then maybe that we should have a piece of it.
And I think that's dope that you guys had a plan. And the good thing is, because you'll be in Vegas November 8th and 9th at my event, we can make sure that you got a better grip of like what you need to be doing, how you need to do it. So we'll actually give you some games. So make sure that you and your family, y'all bring your notebook out a little bit so we can give you the game. So everybody, like one of the big things I'm excited about is like at the beginning of the year, I started with a huge goal. I want to help 500 people make $100,000 in wholesaling real estate. And that goal has been already met. We've had millions of dollars of people who got their very first deal in real estate. And we're going to have a huge 2-day event, which will be a 16-hour, 8 hours each day of 20 plus speakers. And Dana said at the beginning, like, this is probably the most speakers I've ever heard in any
Psycho. I've never guys. I am so excited for this event. And just knowing that no matter who comes, they'll get what they're looking for. And that's what I really appreciate about your thought process with this, Tony, is that you really, really curated and put something together to really cater to every single individual in that room. And I would say you did an extraordinary freaking job. And I'm so proud to be a part of this.
Thank you.
And what you're doing. And like, just for you to speak life into me and be proud that I'm able to be a part of your epic event. Guys, this is a game changer. He literally, got together 20 of the most extraordinary people that he believes. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like, people out here right now, these Instagram famous people are putting an event together with just 2-3 people, anything that's the lowest possible, cheapest thing in their budget, and putting together an event for ticket sales, not to be a resource or a conduit of knowledge and information. So what Tony is doing today, guys, yo, if you don't have your ticket, if you not have yet planned to come, like, you are doing yourself a disservice. And to be honest, and maybe I'm sounding a little too hard, and maybe this sounds like an Instagram video, but you're disrespecting yourself by not taking this opportunity that Tony's given. That's only going to last 2 days. You are freaking disrespecting yourself, and you're disrespecting your future, and you're disrespecting every piece of information that is going to be missed to apply to your life, because what Tony's doing and what he's put together, there's a certain level of freaking obedience that he really has to care. And we know that there are people out here that do not care. Sorry, I had to say that. I'm sorry, Tony. Sorry.
I appreciate that, but one of the best things about this event is because I know that people are at different places in their business, right? I know you're brand new in the real estate, and there's things that you can learn that you know, obviously as a new investor, you have more capital. We have, you know, Jay Morrison, who can teach you all the things that you can do with you know, raising capital, how you can leverage your capital. We have so many, I mean, just top tier 6, 7, 8, and 9 figure real estate professionals that charge $3,000 to $5,000 a piece. And we're going to bring everybody in the room. I got 20 speakers for 2 days for 197 bucks. And the crazy part of it, I decided, I was like, hey, look, I partnered up with Jay Morrison, and we were like, hey, let's make this thing really crazy. So anybody that attends this event, whether online or on a pay-per-view, we're going to give out $100,000 in cash to one lucky person. So somebody's going to actually learn the game. Well, everybody's going to come and learn the game for 2 days straight, 16 plus hours of content. But on November the 9th, we're going to pick one lucky person that will actually be able to win $100,000 in cash. So it will be live for pay-per-view. I see some of you guys asking that. But Dana and your audience, this is extended to anybody that wants to learn more about real estate. If you're new in the business, maybe you've been considering a way of entrepreneuring and you don't really know where to start, you don't have a huge capital, I can show you, we're going to teach you the exact strategies that I've helped thousands of people this year get started with no money, no credit, and it's not a scam. I know a lot of my black people here like, that sounds like a scam. No money, no credit. Yes. There's no scam to it. We'll teach you exactly the strategies in these 2 days, how you can get started. And I see a lot of people that follow me that are in the comments here that they've got deals. I've seen people make $250,000 and beyond this year by my YouTube training. But now we're going to bring 20 plus speakers, and everybody's going to be given a game. This isn't a pitch fest. You're not coming just to have, you know, 20 different people tell you about a product that they have and then, you know, pitch you at the end. This is literally going to be people that's going to be giving you information. We brought Dana along. Why? Because Dana can teach you about branding and building up your business. We wanted people that can hit every aspect and how important it is just to see other people that look like you in this space.
And you know what's crazy, Tony, is that I feel like sometimes when you're so focused on real estate, you're tainted by the other opportunities that could help so much. And it's like, you know, I went into it so differently with just why I was buying the real estate, and because I actually had another tangible business that was benefiting off of it more than me spending the cash to buy the property. But then too, like with the mobile application business, technology was a game changer. So like the way that I make money to invest happens within seconds rather than having to save up money over a course of time, due to the fact that I've leveraged building a community with my businesses with the Sprinkle of Jesus app, you know, the Jumping Jack Tax app. So at any point in time, if I were to go into, I would say, the flipping business, or maybe I would be able to legit sell a house in seconds. But that's because I built up a community beforehand, and it helps with any business, honestly. And so I'm excited to bring what I can technology wise, because I know that a lot of, especially people who have already, you know, are in real estate, are looking to advance the way that they move, or how they operate and the way they do things. It's a game changer when you mesh real life real estate and technology, and people are now in this game of, you know, building themselves up as a brand to get known for something. It has literally, that's the only reason why you guys know me, I promise. Not because, and this is the only reason why Tony is literally invited me to this event, was not because of my followers. It was because what I've accomplished. So that when he saw my followers, he said, okay, who is this woman? What does she do? And that's why I was invited to this event. Believe it or not, on the Sprinkle of Jesus app, we have over 8 million downloads, but we only have 600,000 followers. So my brand is so much bigger outside of myself. And imagine Tony having that kind of power to talk to 8 million people with just a click of a button, have that much access.
That's crazy, and that's major to have that type of reach is absolutely major.
And so I want to make sure that I bring what I have to the table, because it can literally change the real estate game and how you guys as real estate investors move. And how is it that you take one business to help the other and then make money both ways? So I'm really, really excited.
This is gonna be so impactful. It's gonna be a life changer for a lot of people. And Dana, you got a lot of capital now, but some of the strategies we'll teach. Like even for someone like you don't even need to use, like sometimes people think you gotta have $250,000 plus. We teach you lease options and things like that. That you can literally get deals under contract for like $3,000 to $5,000, and now you can have somebody cash flowing your properties, and now you have ownership rights. So like we're gonna teach a lot of things that'll get pretty cool. Where people not just for like the beginners. Some people like if you don't have a lot of money to get started, we'll have exact strategies to get started with no money. Then also for our people that are more experienced or have capital, we'll have ways that you'll be able to learn and be able to put that in your business and really start really putting yourself in a position to really acquire assets more frequently.
Really quick, Tony, can I tell you why I started buying all my property in cash and just like because I got
Taxes.
No, well, yeah, that too. But I was so pissed off because, of course, I'm 25 years old, and of course, the bank can't say that they're discriminating, but legit, I was going to get, of course, loans. Like you said, why spend all my money when money in my pocket is way better than money in yours? You know what I mean? And so I was denied 4 times.
Oh,
4
yeah.
times, and it freaking ruined my credit because of this and that. And I'm just like, hell no, I ain't playing these damn games. I don't wait for nobody. And
Encouraging.
I just was pissed off, and I'm like, first off, I know what I'm capable of. I know that I have more than enough money. You guys see the money in the freaking bank, so I'm just a little confused on why you're denying me a loan, and it just doesn't make sense. But then, of course, you know, too, as an entrepreneur, your income is unstable. Mm-hmm. So I did it out of just pure, like, no one's going to hold me the hell back, and I'm just going to go do whatever I want. But once again, those properties, I did not have to find a way to make me income or look to sell it, because they benefited me in so many other different ways, right. Like company housing and the actual businesses that we own, that it only made sense because even right now, with our tax business, Jumping Jack Tax, what we're gonna make during tax season is nothing compared to that building that I bought.
Sure.
It's nothing. So it was almost a no-brainer, and so quickly that I could do, but I know that everybody is not capable of doing that. So them learning strategies on how to, you know, slow dance or ease their way into this game while they're working their 9 to 5. You know what I mean? What is that they can do to just self-sustain and make sure they limit their expenses and their rent? Like 80% of our check is just going to how we live. And so even if it was the simplest point of, like, you know, I tell people all the time, look, you're selfish if you and your family are struggling paying a whole bunch of different rent, a whole bunch of different places, instead of just like shacking up in a 3-family home and just sacrificing a few months to, you know, take equity out of the property and go ahead and put it somewhere else. But like, once again, you know, the first thing people say to me, Tony, oh, I can't stand my family. I would never be able to. But you can stand poverty? Okay, that makes sense. But Yeah, I'm just really excited about what this event is offering. And so if you are not, if you do not have a ticket, guys, like I said, you are guys doing yourself a disservice. Go to Tony's page. Literally, the link is right there to go get a ticket. Come with your friend. If your friend says no, leave them where they're at. They can stay broke. But you're not. I want to encourage guys, because I feel like this is what's going to stop a lot of people from coming and purchasing that ticket, is that you feel like you need a cosigner. And
Yeah,
I
and I just
never
put it
need a
down at the
cosigner
bottom.
in my life.
100kclubconference.com. I put .com,
Yes,
but
put it right there, guys. The link is right there, but you do not need a cosigner. Maybe you do need some self-revelation. You need to come by your damn self, come learn what you have to learn so that you can come and execute. But a lot of you guys have not taken that next step into entrepreneurship or into giving yourself knowledge and information and putting yourself in a space to learn, because you want somebody to like totally like pat you on the back. Like, you want somebody to be a cosign. You want somebody to be your butt buddy, bro. Like your mom said, you were born alone. You were born alone. You're gonna die alone. I remember all the time. I'd be like, "Well, mom, my sister, blah blah blah." She was like, "You were born alone. You're gonna die alone. Go do the dishes or something like that." But the same applies to your life and your financial stability. So please go grab your ticket. You literally do not want to miss this opportunity. I don't know how often Tony's gonna do this. So
this
go,
is this
go,
is
go.
this is my first. This is actually my first event that's paid. I do a lot of pop-ups all over for free. This is my first paid event. Put it at the MGM Grand. Uh, and
Epic. Ah, that's so epic. Like, are you guys freaking kidding me? Like, look what
the
Tony just
MGM Grand,
said.
it's insane, and the venue is huge. And the best part about it is that it's like literally 2 days, 16 hours straight of content, like real
Wow.
implementable content. And then one lucky person is going to get $100,000 cash. So we wanted to spice it up. We wanted people to have like an absolute reason to go. So you're investing $200 into real education, and then you'll have an opportunity to really win $100,000 in cash and be in Vegas and have a great time. And we have some special guests. We're going to have a party. It's going to be amazing. So I'm excited, and I thank you so much for your time, Dana. I really can't wait for people to be able to hear you just break down more about yourself and how you're leveraging your branding. And I have a question for you, because I like, I had a couple people tell me, they asked me a few things. Right now, for Dana Chanel, what would you have done 5 years ago differently that you know right now? If you had to talk to yourself 5 years ago, what would you be doing then that you know now?
Nothing.
Nothing. What would you say is okay if it's nothing? What are you doing right now that you would tell other people they should probably inspire to do, or they should be doing? What was that like?
Own your own platform. Right now, when it comes to advertisement, you have to remember, as a small business owner and a new entrepreneur, we are fighting with these really big brands. And guess what? We cannot keep up with them because they have so much more money than us. So when it comes to building your brand or building your business, there's one thing that's required, and that is eyeballs. And unfortunately, when this thing called social media, guess what? We gain the eyeballs, and now they're trying to sell it back to us. And so when it came to me, that we did very, very early in the beginning, and why my brand has lasted from some motivational Instagram speaker to an actual sustainable business, is because I began using social media as my commercial reel and started sending people to my platform, which, like we talked about earlier, now I have 100% access and control to communication to 8 million people, when Instagram would never give that to me. And guess what? It takes too freaking long because of this quote unquote algorithm. And so there's one thing that I encourage every single one: stop trying to fight what you don't own. Stop trying to change a process and procedure that you have no control over. You are idiotic, and it's a waste of time to think that you, as a small individual, is going to change the way somebody else built their business. So you being sad or sappy or being freaking complaining is just literally wasting time where you could be thinking of a solution. And so that's why we started the mobile application business so that people like us can start building our communities, because we're really good at it. Especially as African Americans, we are the most talented, the most entertaining, the most profitable, but yet everyone is just profiting off of us but ourselves. But yet we're chalking it up to, oh, you know, the music label does horrible for us. Oh, the gentrification is horrible. What the hell are you going to do about it? I own my own content. I built my own mobile application. I got them the hell off this app that I don't own. Like, just think about it from an outward perspective. If you go to someone's home and they tell you to take off your shoes, Tony, what do? You
got to take them off.
And if you don't, what happens?
Get to stepping.
And that's what you have to do when it comes to these platforms that we are literally begging to make changes in our favor. You think they care about you? No, they care about their profit. I'm already letting you know what they're about to do. If you realize all of the IGTVs are sitting there all on the popular page despite them having no views, because Instagram is already prepping over a course of time for us to make sure that we're watching content for longer periods of time so that they can turn this into the next YouTube, so that now they can go ahead and run ads. There is a process and procedure to what you don't understand. So you complaining is just wasting time. Let's actually do something about it. Let's link up with people who are willing to teach you, like Tony, like Jay, like Dana, who are willing to not just teach you, but actually give you the resources to go and do it, and stop waiting for life to get done to you. We're here because we're proactive. You're coming to his event. You're coming to see me speak because we're proactive. We're complainers about nothing. We close the impossible. We close what does not yet exist. I don't know about you, Tony, but I've sold things that I didn't even have in my hands yet. And so I just encourage you. You have to get started and start running as fast as possible before you get so left behind that you have no option but to soak in your sorrow and poverty because it's too late. So I just encourage you. The best thing I could have ever done for my life was create and believe in myself enough to say, you know what? I have the balls to take people off of Instagram and put them on my own platform, and I didn't care who didn't come, but I cared about everyone that did come. And now today, I have access to 8 million people. It is the very thing. I send out one push notification that my credit repair company, I sent out one push notification, and on opening business day, my sister got 2,000 clients. 2,000 on opening day for a brand new business. That is impossible.
Hey, and that's the exact reason.
Platform.
That is the exact reason that I am beyond ecstatic to be able to have you in Vegas for this event, because your impact, your tenacity is something that I just think that when we actually have a women's panel that we'll have as well, and I just think that like more people need to know and see you. I'm just like thankful that you're able to take part in the event. That I have a ton of women that can probably use some of this inspiration, this motivation, and tenacity that you approach business and life with. It's infectious to me. Like I watch you some days when you working out, and I'm like, shit, I gotta go work out, man. I'm like, Dana in here grinding. Man. I played in the NFL. I'm like, I'm not even working out right now. I'm like, dang. Like
I lost 20 pounds in 2 months because I'm psycho crazy. Like
it's dope.
I'm not different than anyone. I promise. We breathe the same air. I promise. My cute little face takes a shit at the end of night too. Like I am no different than you. Just my work ethic and my discipline. You are not touching me. And now you may say that I'm arrogant, but you better be so glad that that is the only reason, because that means now you have a chance. Now, if there was something that you had that I did not, that I had that you did not, I would say, okay, we are at odds, right? We have a disadvantage. But I promise you, you have it. You just have to get to a point where you're so sick and tired, not of being sick and tired, but freaking disappointing yourself because you're a loser. And I don't know what other nice way to say that. I'm not a loser. I don't lose. I close. Tony's a closer. That's why he has me. And I am so grateful and so honored and so blessed. And thank you so much, Tony. Go get tickets tonight. Tony, I gotta go to the gym. So I gotta talk to you later.
Hey, look, I appreciate you taking the time. Everybody, if you just join in, go to 100kclubconference.com. You can get your tickets there, or you can go to the link in my bio, Tony the Closer _. Thank you so much, Dana, for you took some amazing time. You gave some gems. I know all the people can appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you next month in Vegas.
Yes, I can't wait, and talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Please go get tickets right now. Do not listen to this information and be a loser and just sit there and be like, oh my gosh, should I go? And then the enemy, and then you waiting for your friend to be like, oh man, I don't got no money, but then you do, and then you're like, the other enemy on the other side, and then the angel's like, oh my gosh, is this what you needed? And then the devil's saying, hey,
I get so good, people. I can say whatever the hell I want to.
Vacation. Your vacation is gonna make you even more of a loser. Just come to the event. Bye, guys.
See ya.